Hello students, in session first we learned about accessibility options, and in this session we learned about networking fundamentals. So a computer network is a collection of computers and other hardware components interconnected by communication channels, means cables or satellites, that allows sharing of resources and information. Means if two or more computers are connected to each other through physical cables, uh, or through wired or wirelessly, then they can share their resources and information and data also. In resources they can share their printer and scanner, and in information they can communicate to each other. So in this session introduces you to the basic fundamental concepts of networking and internet and using different types of internet connections. So there are designed using the following architecture. So network are designed using the following two architectures are given. One is peer-to-peer architecture and second is client-server architecture. Here you can see the both two types of architecture. One is peer-to-peer architecture, where each computer has an equal status and they are connected to each other, but there is no server and no client. And second is client server based architecture. In this architecture there are some computers which have dedicated tasks to send data and manage the network related issues. Another picture, this is the picture of client server architecture, and you can see how a server send data to client and client can receive data from the server. So in peer-to-peer architecture, networks in which all computers have an equal status are called peer-to-peer networks. Generally in such network each terminal has an equally competent CPU. So because of there is not extra load on any computer in this type of network, so no need to use some special CPU or special equipments. Second is client server architecture. So networks in which certain computers have special dedicated tasks providing services to other computers are called client server networks. The computer which provide services are called servers, and the ones that use these services are called clients. Now our next topic is types of networks. So there are three types of networks. Okay, in this book there are two types of networks. So the two major types of network, local area network and wide area network. So what is a local area network? So a local area network is one which connects computers and devices in a limited graphical area such as home, school, computer, laboratory, office building or closely positioned group of buildings. Usually local area networks offer very high speeds and are used for connecting computers and peripherals such as printers, scanners, etc. And the second topic is wide area network, and as you can see that wide area network is one which covers a broad area. We can say that any network that links across metropolitan or regional or national boundaries. So the internet is the most popular when and is used by businesses, governments, non-profit organizations, individuals, consumers, artists, entertainers and many others. After wide area network, we must go to understand for the internet that what is internet. So the internet is a global system of interconnected computer networks that use the standard internet protocol suite to serve billions of users worldwide. It is a network of networks that consists of millions of private, public, academic, business and government networks. So we can say that internet is the biggest network network of computers, and used by everyone in today which have any smartphone, because of smartphone have an operating system and everyone can use a smartphone for internet connectivity. So internet is one of the most useful technologies of modern times which help us in our daily personal and professional life. Internet is widely used by students, education institutes, scientists and professionals to gather information for research and general information. Businesses use the internet to access complex databases such as financial database, and the internet is the largest encyclopedia of all age groups. So it has every information. It has every information, or we can say that all information, whatever possible, we can get from internet. So the internet helps in maintaining contacts with friends and relatives who live across different locations via internet chatting systems and email software. So we can connect to our friends and relatives who are too far from us through internet's chatting system and email software. Internet is also becoming a major source of entertainment for the general public. So people are using YouTube for games and watching videos. So it is also a biggest source of internet entertainment for general public. Now next topic is World Wide Web. World Wide Web is a system of interlinked hypertext documents across via the internet. With a web browser, one can view web pages and that may contain text, images, videos and other multimedia, and navigate between them via hyperlinks. Information is stored on web servers referred to as web pages are retrieved by using a web browser such as Firefox on the local computer. A web browser is a software used to view websites and act as an interface between the user and the World Wide Web. A web server is a computer that stores websites and their related files for viewing on the internet. So there are lots of files that are in HTML language or HTML format in internet, and those files we can view through the web browsers such as Firefox, Chrome and other Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge. These are the browser who can allow us to view HTML pages into our human understandable simple English language. And these pages or these hypertext markup language or HTML language pages contain text, images or link of images, link of videos, and also some frames for videos and images and other multimedia, and we can navigate between these pages through the hyperlinks. All the information whatever we find on any website or any web page is stored on web servers referred to as web pages are retrieved by using a web browser such as Firefox and local computer. Okay, so a web browser is a software used to view websites and acts as an interface between the user and the www. A web server is a computer that stores websites and their related files for viewing on the internet. So If server is down, website will not be open or we will not open. There are some advantages associated with the networking are, so one of the most important uses of networking is allows the sharing of data. Users can send text files, spreadsheets, documents, presentations, audio files, video files to others. Means in a network 2 or 3 or 4 or as much computer possible, they all can share their files which are related to presentation or spreadsheet or documents, audio, video, anything, and information or messages to each other. The second thing that advantage associated with the networking is hardware sharing. So such as printer, scanner can be shared through the hardware sharing. So hardware components such as printers, scanners, etc. can also be shared. For example, instead of purchasing 10 printers for each user, one printer can be purchased and shared among multiple users, thus saving cost. The third advantage is associated with the networking are internet access sharing. So we can purchase a single internet connection and share it among other computers in a network instead of purchasing multiple interconnections for each computer. This is very commonly found in internet cafe, schools, colleges and companies. So internet cafe is very rarely available. So we can find these things in schools, colleges and companies, that they can purchase a single connection and share the internet through a modem wirelessly or through wired. So the fourth advantage associated with networking is that use of network based applications. So we all are using smartphones. There are lots of applications in smartphones which are related to internet and network. Through that application we can send message and through go for video calls and also send emails. How to access the internet? So to use the internet we need an internet connection, and internet connections are provided by internet service providers such as Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited, Airtel, MTS, Vodafone, Tata Docomo, etc. So these internet service providers are an internet service provider is an organization which provides you with access to the internet via dial-up or direct or wireless connection. So there are three mode given here, that dial-up means using modem, or direct since hardwires through hardwires, and wireless connection means through electromagnetic waves or through tower or through mobile. So choose connectivity depends on the availability of a particular technology, speed and connection type in your area. Usually small and medium business users, home users, this use connectivity types such as DSL means digital subscriber lines, and cable modem, dial-up, broadband, wireless, WiMAX or 3G. Medium to large business users or high or customers with more demanding requirements may use high speed connectivity such as DSL or ISDN. So internet service providers are available all over the world for provide internet services, and through digital subscriber lines, cable modem and dial-up, broadband and wireless, WiMAX and 3G we can connect with the internet, or these services are provided by the internet service provider. So our next topic is modem. So what is the modem? So modem is a device that convert the signal that is delivered from your computer. So Modem is a device that converts digital computer signals into a form that can travel over phone lines. It also reconverts the analog signals back to digital signals. The word modem is derived from its function modulator demodulator. So everyone need modem to use Wi-Fi signals, and modem is a device that convert digital computer signals, means the computer signals who are provided are delivered for running on a cable wires, but digital signals cannot travel over phone lines. Therefore modem is used to convert the digital signals into analog signals, and analog signals can travel over phone lines. And after going to the end, the last modem also reconvert these analog signals back into digital signals, and that digital signals can understandable for the computer. So the word modem of name this device is derived from its function modulator and demodulator. First it modulates the signals, second it demodulates the signals. Then next topic is types of common internet connectivity. So here we can see that there are major 6 type of connectivity available. So first is dial-up connectivity, and type of connectivity is wired. So there are 3 wired connectivity and there are 3 wireless connectivity. So first we going to the dial-up connection, or see what is a dial-up connectivity. So in dial-up internet access is a form of internet access that uses the facilities of public switched telephone network to establish a connection to an internet service provider via telephone lines using a device called modem. User dial a particular number provided by the internet service provider and gain access to the internet. Dial-up connections are extremely slow, and in most cases it is replaced by a high-speed connection such as DSL or cable modem. So dial-up internet access is the old form when we have not such mobile connections, and at that time we use the landline wires or landline connection, and attach that landline connection to our CPU. Then we dial some number through a application that provided in Microsoft Windows operating system, and then we connect through the internet. So user dial a particular number provided by the ISP and gain access to the internet. And because of these connections are switched, so that at a single time either you can use internet or you can use telecalling services or telephone services. The next type of our topic is DSL. So digital subscriber line provide internet access by transmitting data over wires of a local telephone network, and DSL service is delivered along with wired telephone service on the same telephone line. On the customer premise, a DSL filter removes the high frequency interference, enabling simultaneous use of the telephone and data transmission. For using a DSL connection, you need a DSL modem and a subscription. So digital subscriber lines provide internet access by transmitting digital data over wire of a local telephone network. So we can use our landline connection for digital subscriber line, and by using that landline connection we can use simultaneously both internet and telephone facilities by this DSL internet access. For using DSL connection, we need DSL modem and a subscription. On the customer premises, our DSL filter removes the high frequency interference, enabling simultaneous use of telephone and data transmission, and this facility was not provided in dial-up connection internet access. Then third is cable internet access. So cable internet access is a form of broadband internet access that uses the cable TV infrastructure. Cable internet access is provided through existing cable TV networks. This is similar to DSL that is provided over existing telephone lines. So through cable we can access internet in our televisions and watch different channels. These are the three wired network technology, and next three are the wireless network technology. In other three, the first is 3G. So 3G, short form of third generation, is a set of standard used for mobile devices and mobile telecommunication services and networks. 3G provides a high speed downlink packet access and HSDP means high speed downlink packet access is 3G mobile telephony communication protocol. So a different protocol for 3G connections, that is HSDPA means high speed downlink packet access is 3G mobile telephony communication protocol that allows higher data transfer speed and capacity. So by comparing 2G, it is very much fast due to that HSDPA protocol. So if support for 3G is available on your mobile phone, you can subscribe on the 3G connectivity with your ISP in order to get high speed internet connection on your phone. So if support for 3G available on your mobile phone, at present there are 4G supported mobile everyone have, and we all are using 4G connections for getting very much high speed. The next option is WiMAX. So worldwide interoperability for microwave access, or WiMAX, is a wireless communication standard designed to provide mobile broadband connectivity across cities and countries through a variety of devices. So WiMAX is a long range system covering many kilometers and is typically used where DSL or cable internet access cannot be used. This could be difficulty in laying out cables for home or offices located in remote locations but need access to the internet. At that places we use WiMAX, where not cables cables for home or offices located in remote locations. So in remote locations where cables are not in reach of cables, at that places we use WiMAX for internet connectivity. The range of WiMAX is very long, it can cover many kilometers. Then Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is a very popular technology that allows the electronic device such as computers or mobile phones to exchange data wirelessly over a network, including high-speed internet connections. So Wi-Fi device such as personal computers, smartphones, to exchange data wirelessly over a network, including high-speed internet connections. Wi-Fi devices such as personal computer, smartphone, video game console, etc. can connect it to a network. Resources such as internet through a device called wireless access point WAP. So when you use your Wi-Fi in your mobile, you can see the WAP point option. So Wi-Fi used where cables cannot be run, such as old building, outdoor areas, to provide network and internet access. Wi-Fi can also be used where users require mobile connectivity. And Wi-Fi connectivity is used in home and offices, hotels, college, schools, campus, typically for internet access. Shopping malls, coffee shops, resorts mostly offer free or paid Wi-Fi access to the internet for their customers. So rail Wi-Fi is the very good example of free Wi-Fi, where you can access the internet in the metro cities stations or metro stations through an OTP. After Wi-Fi, the next option is data transfer on the internet. So let's understand how data transfer on internet. So, having talked of data transfer and the internet, have you ever wondered how sitting on one corner of the world you get information from another distant area in a few seconds? In very simple language, let's see what happens to a piece of data, say a web page, when it is transferred over the internet. So when we open any web page, the data is broken up into bits of same sized pieces called packets. So whatever data we have to download, that broke up into bits of same sized pieces called packets. A header or is added on each packet explaining where the data has come from, where it should end up, and where is it fits in with the rest of the packets. So we can say that address is written on that packets. Then each packet is sent from computer to computer until it fits its destination. So each computer on the way decides where next to send the packet. All packets may not take the same route. They can take different routes, whatever easy for them. At the destination, the packets are examined. If any packets are missing or damaged, a message is sent asking for them to be resent. This continues until all packets have been received intact, and at last the packet are now reassembled into their original form. All this done in seconds. So here we can see that how data access in internet within a second, but there are a very long process between from sending message to receiving message. So some of the common questions that help you in your decision are: what is the purpose of getting this connection, or will you use the connections regularly, how much data will be downloaded on an average per month, how much speed do you need, and what technology is available in your particular area, what are the different plans available from the ISP, and is there any limitation or catch for the selected plan. So let's see. Use the following table to compare different subscription plans to get an estimate and analyze if that would suit your requirement. So you have to fill this if possible. In 3G, the name of internet service provider, the plan name, the download speed provided by that provided in that plan, the download limit, and about free modem. To access Wi-Fi, you need an access point with an active internet connection. Usually when you subscribe to an internet connection, the ISP provides options to purchase or rent a Wi-Fi router that can act as both an internet connectivity device and an access point for Wi-Fi connectivity. Setting up a Wi-Fi network requires technical expertise. However, you can access the Wi-Fi network by connecting to an access point that is already set up for use. On computers that run Windows XP, you can view the list of wireless networks available by using the following procedure. So by clicking on View Available Wireless Networks, we can watch how many networks are available there. So Windows XP will display, or Windows every version will display the list of available Wi-Fi networks, and we can choose any of the connection from the list selected, or select by double clicking on the same name displayed in the list. You may prompt to enter a password. If the selected network is secure, you will receive a confirmation that you are connected to a wireless network. Now the system is ready to be used for network related applications such as Firefox, Chrome, Skype, etc. So let's see that how to connect through Windows 10. This is Windows XP operating system and I am using Windows 10 or Windows 8. So let's understand how to connect in Windows 10 and where to see the available wireless networks. In my laptop, you can see here, this is a Windows 10 operating system, and here an option which have a globe sign. So we can click on that sign, and by clicking, there is no Wi-Fi network found. Here Wi-Fi is on, so by clicking this, Wi-Fi is off, and when we again click, Wi-Fi is on, so no network is available. If network is available, so let's create a network. So let's see, when we on that one network is connected and secured. So here connect automatically option is opened. If I uncheck this box, so it cannot connect automatically. The password is stored in this so that it automatically connect, and after connection we can use any of web browser just like Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge. Here we open the Google's Chrome web browser, and you can see the history related websites which I used shown in the downside of this Google search bar. Thank you.